Hey, it's #1 best-selling author and motivational speaker, Equalman, but most of you know me as Equalman. Thank you for joining us for today's 7 Super Tips episode with the one and only Richard Branson. That's right, Mr. Virgin Atlantic himself. Today he's going to go over 7 habits that have helped him become very successful at business and life, and my hope is that it helps you.
I think if you believe in what you're doing, many people will tell you, why you're mistaken, why it'll never work. But if you really believe passionately in what you're doing, just keep going, keep pushing on, and until you either succeed or at least you realise that it's just not going to happen. And then if you don't succeed, pick yourself up and try again. And ultimately, if you're that determined, you will succeed in life. And if you don't, you'll have a hell of a lot of fun trying. I do think that whatever job you're doing in life, if you're a switchboard operator, if you're cleaning the floors of a building, if you're collecting eggs for an incubator, or whatever it is, if you're positive about the job you're doing, you're going to be a much happier person, and the people around you are going to be a lot happier, and it's likely that you won't forever be a cleaning lady, or because you're smiling, because you're happy, people will promote you, and you'll go on and do great things in life. So I think a positive attitude is essential in life, whatever your position. Obviously, I have a lot to smile about. I have a happy family. I've got great kids. I've got great companies, great people who work for our companies. We're proud of what we've created. So plenty to smile about. But I hope that even if I was back in the struggling days, that I would be positive.
Would I be wrong in saying that one of your mantras as well is to have fun along the way? You're kind of pretty well known for the pranks that you pull and the...
I think life is short. Life should be fun, and it should be fun. It should be if the chairman of the company is having fun. If you go to a party and if I let my hair down and I'm the first to be thrown in the swimming pool, and I'm not just standing in the corner of the room sipping sherry or something, then everybody will have a laugh and everybody will have fun. If you're chairman of the company, be the first to dance on the table. Just get everybody else up dancing on the table and make sure the party's a laugh. So, so play hard and work hard, and follow certain principles in life. Love people. Make sure you make a positive difference in this world while you're on it.
The key to, I think, being a good business leader is how good you are with people. I think if you can genuinely care about people, and not just your fellow directors, but the cleaning lady, the switchboard operator, everybody throughout the company. If you're a good, if you praise and don't criticize, people will flourish. So I think it's really your people skills that will set you apart, and I don't think that can be overemphasized. I think you just got to, if I'm on a Virgin plane, I will make sure that I always have a notebook in my back pocket. Make sure I get out and talk to all the staff. If they've got issues, make sure I don't just hear the issue and not write it down. Make sure those issues get written down. Talk to the passengers. If they've got issues, make sure those issues get written down. And in any one day, in my back pocket, I'll have at least 15 different items. If I didn't write them down, I had a meeting yesterday with somebody, and there were issues after issues coming up, and I noticed they weren't writing them down. And I said, "Are you going to remember them all?" He said, "Yes, I've got them. I've got them all in my brain." And I just knew that, that at least, half of the issues would just disappear. And since a lot of the time I spend with my staff is actually propping up a bar at night times, I know that a lot more than half are going to disappear unless I write them down. So.
Have you always had that absolute confidence that that the businesses you want to start will succeed?
Yeah, I think I've had the confidence. It may have been, it may potentially have been misplaced, but I think you've got to have that confidence. There's a very thin dividing line between success and failure when you start a business from scratch. And if you don't have enough money to pay the bills, you go the wrong side of that dividing line. And if you can somehow get enough money to pay the bills, you stay the right side of that dividing line. I've always been running faster than perhaps I should, and I have great difficulty saying no to things. So keep on taking on new things, and we've just managed to stay the right side of the dividing line over the last 50 years in business. But equally, in those early days, when you're starting a business without any financial backing, it's easy to slip the wrong side. And in fact, most entrepreneurs do slip the wrong side. And the important thing is then just to pick yourself up and start again. And if it doesn't work at that time, keep going until you do succeed, and not to give up.
I don't actually think that the stereotype of a business person treading all over people to get to the top, generally speaking, works. I think if you treat people well, people will come back and come back for more. And I think all you have in life is your reputation, and it's a very small world. And I actually think that the best way of becoming a successful business leader is dealing with people fairly and well, and like to think that's how we run Virgin.
As business principles, I think the word, I think the word business, it becomes a business, but what you're doing is you're painting a picture. You're trying to you're trying to create something to make a difference to other people's lives. You have a blank canvas, and you're filling in every little bit of that canvas to get every single little detail right. And if that canvas, sings out at you at the end, and it's a beautiful picture, your business is going to be successful. If bits of the canvas are not quite right, your business may fail. So if you set up to change people's lives, you've got to get every single little detail right. You've got to make sure that the people that you're working with 100% believe in what you're trying to do, and you've got to make sure that what you're trying to do is worthwhile spending your time on. And at the end of the day, you want to be sure that the people's lives you've affected, you've really you've affected them and benefited them. And if you get all that right, hopefully you'll be able to pay the bills at the end of the year.
Well, I know you've started so many businesses, Richard. I mean, you have, I think, 300 some companies right now, and so many entrepreneurs. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs who are startups, who are in their growth phase, who are even in their legacy phase. And if you're in a startup mode, I mean, you just talked about this painting the canvas. That's really incredible. What is there, like, one tangible piece of advice that you wish that you had when you were just starting your first business?
I mean, the absolute key, and I'm like an old stuck gramophone record that existed in my day, is how good you are with people. And if you genuinely care about people, if you can surround yourself with people that genuinely excited about what you're doing, if you can draw out the best in people, if you're good at lavishing praise on people and not criticizing your people and inspiring your people. That's something you just have to do from day one. Never use the I word. I mean, it's you're a team. We're doing this. We're doing that. Just never ever let it sort of center on yourself and just be a great leader of people. And if you can do that from day one, even if you've got one other person working with you or two other people working with you, then you can enjoy the good times together, but there will be bad times, and your people will pull around for you. They'll work day and night to try to keep whatever it is you're creating alive, and make sure that make sure it survives. So the number one lesson is be a great people person. That's great.
Once again, this is Equalman. Thank you for joining us for today's 7 super tips as we dissect some of the world's greatest leaders on the tips that they use to make them better at business and also at life. And today it was with the one and only Richard Branson. So join us next time on our 7 super tips. Subscribe to our channel, and remember, it's not what we take from the world, it's what we leave behind. You know me as Equalman. Thank you for joining us for today's, whoops, sorry, I'm learning Spanish, and the guy's saying enunciate every word, so there's no need to go fast.